Welcome back to British Stand. I hope you're all well. In today's video, we're going to be listening to Tommy Robinson as he's made an important announcement and a message as mass protests have erupted recently. And of course, the big one being on the 13th of September. He's got a huge message that I thought I would share here on YouTube. Watch and react to that. Of course, yesterday we've seen two protests happening in the United Kingdom. Of course, the one that happened in Dover, of course, and the one in the Lake District, of course, opposing and going against the construction of the the mega mosque, sorry. And of course, yesterday we also reported to you the scenes that was happening in Poland, some glorious, glorious scenes. And I think Tommy was taking some note of that as well. And again, this morning, he has issued an important message ahead of the 13th of September on what it means. It has been sparking a revolution. You do feel it within the UK. You do feel that the tide is changing politically wise. Now, this time last year, even just over the last year, seeing since Labour have been in power, so many people have flipped. So many people have come to the right side of politics, both ways. And of course, it's starting to look good. It's almost like a revolution is about to start in the United Kingdom. People are extremely, extremely fed up. And citizen journalism has been exposing a lot of the wrongdoings in this country. Let's have a little listen to what Tommy has said ahead of the 13th, guys. But as always, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. Let me know your thoughts and the opinions in the live chat. And do let me know if you're going to the protest on the 13th of September down in the live chat, and I'll take your reaction momentarily, but have a watch of this.
I'm going to talk about September 13th again, so that's all I'm talking about at the minute, as I go for my evening stroll to walk off the whole chicken that I just smashed. Why is September 13th important? What changes? That's what people say. What difference does a peaceful demonstration do? Let me tell you what's happened in the last 12 months, since our first one in June. Nigel Farage only decided to stop going to America for work and come back and stand as an MP for reform because he saw 30,000 patriots in central London. Scenes that have never been seen. 30,000 went to 100,000, 100,000 went to near on 200,000 on the 26th of October. But even the scenes from Trafalgar Square, they've not been seen. Something is happening. There's a tidal wave of patriotism that's sweeping this nation that no government can stop, okay? Britain's awake. People are awake. They just need to unite. They need to unify, come together. We have the power. That's it. And what will 500,000 people on a capital city, what will 1 million people gridlocking London do? It will give the spineless politicians, many of them probably think the same and see what we see, many of them, but they're cowards and they haven't spoke about the issue ever. Even if you look now, look at the comments coming out of many lead Conservative Party politicians. It's encouraging. Whether that be on Christianity, whether it be about mass deportations, whether it's Robert Jenrick, there's lots. And that's happening because they see the winds of change. They see you on the streets. They see the comments, they see the support that we receive. They know Britain's awake. They know the public are awake, and they know they've pushed them so far. So, even look at mass deportations. It was a term that was politically impossible. What, 12, 24 months ago? Look now, it's on everyone's lips. It's probably the main term used in British politics. So things are moving in the right direction. What will your presence do on September 13th? As long as it's peaceful, it will show that we control a movement of people. It will show that those people are united, and it will show that they've travelled far and wide across the nation to come and send a message to the British establishment. Enough is enough. You've pushed us so far. You know, when British people don't feel safety for their children, do you know? I was watching the interviews that coming out of Epping recently, and most of those people who live in Epping will understand anyway, because they've fled East London, yeah? But I looked and listened to the mums talking and the women talking. What a brilliant speech. But as I watched her talk, I thought, well, that's how we feel in towns like Luton. Not now, but every day. We feel like it for our daughters. All of us did growing up, because we live with a hostile, aggressive Islamic community who do not value women, least of all our women. In fact, they don't just not value them, they target them. And that's what's happening from the hotels and the migrants. I challenge any of you to do this. Just go on the internet and put in refugee rape and pick any city. Any city. Trust me. Leeds, Leicester, there's fucking dozens of them. For every city. refugees who are being imported into our nation, all controlled, all organised. So, unless we have a peaceful revolution before the next election, when I say revolution, I mean millions and millions and millions of Brits gridlock in the capital city. And it's going that way. People are awake. It's just unifying them. So your presence is needed because it will give courage to weak politicians to start speaking up on your behalf. Yeah, I said even look at Rupert Lowe's. Rupert Lowe's come from nowhere. I think he can be Britain's Trump when I watch him. I also watch Ben Habib. I think Ben's amazing as well. I wish they would have united together, if I'm honest. I've said I've never wanted to do politics. Always said it. I don't know, that's why Nigel Farage keeps going about me wanting to join Reform. I've never asked to join Reform. Yeah, I have my role to play, and it's in journalism, and it's awakening people. So make sure you make your plans for September 13th, where we make history, yeah? And not just make history, but we inspire people across the country. And it inspires them to know that they are the majority. You're not a fringe group, you're not alone, you're mainstream. Plus, speeches from Katie Hopkins, I'm excited. Can't wait to see what she's got to say. Ant Middleton, the only choice for London's mayor. Ant Middleton will be giving a speech. You've got Jordan Peterson. You've got patriots and political representatives coming from all the major European political parties. And they're coming to London for you because they see that London is the springboard for, I'd say, the patriot movement who are on the streets. We've seen what happened in Poland today. I always said when I went there last, Islam, you've got no chance in Poland because they're still men. They're not weakened. Anyway, make your plans, yeah? Got about another hour and a half to get back to the car. purposely do it. Park the car miles away so I can walk off my dinner. Have a good day, everyone. I'll be on my sunbed tomorrow, tweeting about Epping for the Daily Mail wankers out there.
It's really powerful. And to be fair, actually, seeing the scenes in Poland yesterday, for those of you that haven't seen them, check out our live stream yesterday. We covered a few clips from out there. Really, really crazy scenes. And that's sometimes what it takes for everyone to be united. Football fans actually put their rivalries aside and came together for one in particular movement. And 100 towns and cities across Poland, they all came on and started at the same time, and it was unanimous. It was beautiful, and it's something we're still a little way away from kind of replicating. As Tommy said there, Poland, mass migration, illegal immigration, other religious beliefs, ideologies being pushed onto their culture have no chance in Poland. However, in the UK, we're starting to see it more and more and more, and every time these protests go ahead, there's more and more people that show up, and it's beautiful to see. But I have a feeling, especially since the last one, but this one has a lot of hype going up to it. But just over the last year, the way we've seen this country fall, the way we've seen the Labour government operate, the decisions that they've made, it's pushed a lot of people towards the right side. And that's fantastic to see. But everyone needs to vote with their feet, of course, and remain peaceful. Remain peaceful. That's very, very important. Remain peaceful. Otherwise, they're just going to scapegoat it. It's the mainstream media's wet dream, right? People kicking off that, holding a Union Jack. They absolutely love it because then they can just go, well, this was just thugs. But if there is going to be more than last October, I think it was, October, 200,000 people or whatever, he's saying something about 500,000. That would be absolutely insane. And it would send London into a frenzy. But this movement's just getting bigger. I can even see it in the statistics of just something smaller on my own personal YouTube channel. You know, we're starting to see more people, of course, like this kind of stuff. And want their country back, and that's great to see. So yeah, absolutely fantastic, and I will be there on the 13th of September as well, just as in the crowd, just cutting about. So this is going to be a good one, and I'm very much going to enjoy it. But make sure you're all getting down there, arranging your travel plans for it. I understand that there's a lot of people that probably might not be able to get down there, but as I said, everyone getting down there is very, very important for this movement and what it's all about. And some great speakers that are showing up as well. I mean, Jordan Peterson's quite a big one, a big fish to bring in as well. Ant Middleton, I like Ant Middleton, what he's all about. It'll be really, really interesting to see what everyone's saying. But bigger names, bigger crowds, and certainly this could be one to remember. Guys, let's go into the live chat. Let's see what you guys are thinking in the live chat. Let's see what people are saying. YA says, we need to replicate our concerns the same as Poland across our beautiful country peacefully. Yeah, I mean, look, I think Poland are more ahead. They've not been that brainwashed by Western society in terms of, all of the stuff that... It's hard to say. Look, the UK has been brainwashed along with the United States at some point, Canada, all these kind of things to woke ideologies over the last 10 years. All of these kinds, political correctness, LGBTQ, BLM, all that crap. And it's sometimes you have to unlearn all this stuff. However, countries like in Eastern Europe, Poland specifically, are still very traditional. They didn't let that, I suppose, wipe them out. Russia, Ukraine, all of these kind of countries, Serbia, they don't believe in any of that stuff or the brainwashing. So we've got a lot of brainwashed people within the country due to the programming and due to these movements taking thing. But slowly but surely, we're starting to see people actually come back to the promised land and come back to being a patriot and coming back to just being traditional as well. So we're seeing it happen. It's not going to happen overnight, but to get to Poland's level, that's certainly a goal to aim for, something to try and aspire to do. Because again, and I'll say it again, 100 town and cities, a protest that started at 12 o'clock, football, firms, uniting together to create the scenes that we seen yesterday is honestly unbelievable, genuinely unbelievable. Casa Calling says Hungary and Poland, last bastion of Europe. Yeah. Oh, what I would say, yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's other countries as well. I mean, Serbia, when I was in Serbia for a little while, that was very, very traditional. Felt very good there as well, Serbia. I think it's a lot of the Eastern European countries, and Russia included. I know Russia is, of course, always scapegoated as the bad guy in absolutely everything, and that's not a conversation to be having here on this live stream as such. But what I would say is about Putin, he has protected them and shielded them from this sort of indoctrination and brainwashing from the Western society. So that's something that I do rate about Putin. You can talk about other things about him and what he's done wrong, but that's something that he's completely protected. And by the way, just so people understand, if there's anyone that's gay, lesbian, all these kind of things, I absolutely have nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is the movement. When I say LGBTQ plus whatever it is, that sort of movement is what I am massively against. And I know plenty of gay people that are actually against that movement. They don't want to be tied into that crap either. So yeah, BLM, all this sort of woke ideologies that swept the West from probably 2016 to about now. I mean, it's slowly, hopefully going away. People are starting to wake up. But a lot of the Eastern European countries did protect their people from that. And I love to see those conservative countries. I really love to see those traditional values being put into place. And Russia, Ukraine, Serbia, Poland, Hungary, all of these countries do it the right way. And I like to see it. Mike says 1 million people marching won't change a thing, unfortunately. It will take much more than a marching band. You're right in terms of that. But what it does see, I mean, we've seen Keir Starmer kind of change his values, due to the local election. So people do have a voice. He's the sort of guy that kind of turned right a little bit. On paper, no, he's not. But he was coming out and saying that he was making these announcements and coming after reform and all of these kind of things. So it does make people take notice. Of course it does, because you can see it in the statistics. So yeah. But we're having an interesting conversation earlier on today with a couple of friends. Dom, Luke, you might be watching. We were talking about El Salvador and how the president over there has completely changed the country from the world's most dangerous country in the world to the world's most safest country in the world. Or don't quote me on the world's most safest country, but certainly very, very safe now. A man, I think he's 32 years old or whatever, came in and took extreme measures to change the way that the country is. And that's something that needs to happen within the United Kingdom. It really does. And if El Salvador can be saved, then the United Kingdom can be saved with the right person in charge and the right leadership at play. But yeah. Paranormal Channel says we don't want other cultures. You're right. I mean, look, I love to see that the UK remain British. And I don't even mean just the UK, but when I go to France, I want to see French people. I want to see French culture. When I go to Spain, I want to see Spanish people and Spanish culture. I think it's beautiful to be able to experience different cultures in Europe. I don't want to see everywhere in Europe be completely the same. It's not nice, and people will be longing for this. If it goes too far, people will be longing for the days where they could go to different cultures and experience different cultures on a vacation and see different kinds of people. But it's slowly turning into a sort of copy and paste across Europe until people, of course, wake up. But it certainly seems as though a lot of people are waking up. Poland. That's the wrong way round. Guys, to always remember how the Polish flag is. That's Indonesian. The way I remember the Polish flag is, in Poland, the white is on top. There you go. That's how you can remember it. Use that whatever way you want, but that's how you can remember how the Polish flag goes and differentiate between Poland and Indonesia. In Poland, the white is always on top. Make of that what you want. But, yeah, it's an easy way to remember it. You won't forget that now that I've said it. When do you think civil war will begin? Well, I mean, if the country still goes as it is, we're going to see probably more scenes like Epping. And I always have to make it very, very clear. I don't like to be that guy, but of course we are here on YouTube. I'd never recommend anybody battering police officers nor getting violent. You should always do it in a peaceful manner. But the stuff that you're seeing in Epping is just one town and one case study, but everywhere is bubbling. So we may see more scenes like that across the United Kingdom if things don't change. That's just people, the way that they're going to react. If they're not being listened to, then people are going to react in that way. So certainly we could probably see it. I think the government probably are a lot happy that the UK is a very cold country, because when the sun's out, people sort of get their energy and go out and do their stuff, you know. We don't really see these scenes in the winter, so that's probably their one saving grace, that it's never hot in the UK. We always see it in the summer. Two secs. The Polish have got the right idea. Absolutely. But yeah, guys, I am going to cut it there. We'll be back for some more live streams of stuff appearing today. There's quite a few things that have gone on within the UK. We're probably going to discuss a story with regard to an asylum seeker, of course, only getting 14 months in jail for a heinous crime, where Lucy Connolly currently rotting for a tweet. Remember, two-tier justice. Either way, we'll try and cover that a little bit later on. But thank you so much for tuning in. Hit